So first we'll watch a very short video, which is a message from the French Minister of Foreign Affairs. And then I will try to complement it by saying a few words. And then Komal will obviously take the mic, take the floor, and will speak to us. Then we will do a small photo op and raise a glass of champagne, French champagne, for those who wish. And then we will, as it will be just the end of the formal part of the program, and we can just share drinks and some food and enjoy the evening all together. Thank you. So first of all, we are listening Mr. Le Drian speech. Thank you so much.
Madame la Ministre, Monsieur le Secrétaire d'État, Mesdames et Messieurs les députés, Madame la Présidente du jury du prix Simone Veil de l'égalité femmes-hommes de la République française, Mesdames les ambassadrices, Messieurs les ambassadeurs, Mesdames et Messieurs, en ce 8 mars 2022, je veux d'abord saluer le courage des femmes ukrainiennes face à la guerre que Vladimir Poutine a fait le choix de lancer contre leur pays. Le courage de celles qui résistent, parfois les armes à la main, le courage de celles qui vivent sous les bombardements et qui tiennent toujours, le courage de celles qui, souvent avec leurs enfants, ont dû prendre les routes de l'exil, qui sont longues, qui sont dangereuses et qui sont difficiles. Ces femmes ukrainiennes, nous sommes à leur côté. Le soutien de la France, le soutien de l'Europe, le soutien de nos alliés est total. Vous le savez, nous fournissons des équipements de défense à l'Ukraine. Nous avons adopté des sanctions massives et drastiques pour rendre le coût de la guerre insupportable en Russie. Et nous sommes au rendez-vous de la solidarité humanitaire et de l'accueil des réfugiés. En Ukraine, comme sur bien d'autres pays, les femmes sont trop souvent en première ligne face aux crises et aux bouleversements d'un monde en voie de brutalisation et dont les soubresauts font peser des menaces spécifiques sur leur vie, sur leur intégrité physique et sur leurs droits. Ces droits font d'ailleurs également l'objet d'attaques directes et de plus en plus décomplexées par des forces conservatrices, réactionnaires, qui, sur tous les continents, n'hésitent pas à s'en prendre au principe même d'égalité entre les femmes et les hommes, aux droits et à la santé sexuelle et reproductive des femmes, ou encore aux instruments juridiques qui protègent les femmes des violences sexistes. Le fait qu'un État ait pu décider de se retirer de la Convention d'Istanbul est à cet égard extrêmement significatif et, pour tout dire, extrêmement alarmant. Nous le savons désormais toutes et tous, même au XXIe siècle, les pires régressions sont possibles. Et les acquis des combats menés par les femmes pour obtenir le respect de leurs droits sont des acquis fragiles. Chacune de leurs conquêtes peut s'effacer en quelques jours. On l'a vu en Afghanistan. Je le dis avec un pincement au cœur en pensant aux décennies de lutte pour les droits des femmes d'Habiba Sarabi, à qui je remettais le prix Simone Veil il y a tout juste un an, quelques mois seulement avant la chute de Kaboul et le retour des talibans au pouvoir. Et nous pensons tous, je pense à elle aujourd'hui. Cette année, Madame la députée chère Marie-Pierre Rixain, le jury que vous présidez a choisi de décerner le prix Simone Veil 2022 à une jeune militante dont l'engagement exemplaire montre quel rôle peuvent jouer les femmes dans la protection de nos biens communs, à commencer par le premier d'entre tous, notre planète. Cher Komal Narayan, car c'est vous qui êtes notre lauréate cette année, permettez-moi d'abord de vous féliciter. Votre engagement est un exemple pour toute une génération de jeunes femmes qui, comme vous et avec vous, se battent contre les dérèglements climatiques et leurs effets. Chez vous, cher Komal, aux Fidji, ce combat est un combat pour la survie, car l'urgence climatique est d'ores et déjà une réalité très concrète. C'est la réalité des cyclones qui emportent des vies humaines, qui arrachent les maisons, ou des inondations qui détruisent les récoltes. C'est la réalité de la montée du niveau de la mer qui oblige des villages entiers à se relocaliser. C'est la réalité des épidémies qui se multiplient, c'est la réalité du réchauffement des eaux et de ses conséquences, le blanchissement des coraux qui fragilise les écosystèmes. Et dans ces terribles réalités, vous ne vous résignez pas. Et c'est cela votre détermination que nous saluons aujourd'hui par ce prix Simone Veil qui porte le nom d'une autre femme qui, elle non plus, ne s'est pas résignée. C'est votre détermination à agir sur le terrain, en particulier auprès des femmes et des filles dont les vies sont bouleversées par les premiers effets du changement climatique. Et c'est votre détermination aussi à porter leur voix sur la scène internationale, comme vous l'avez fait en 2017 à la COP23 de Bonn, mais aussi en 2019 au sommet des jeunes sur le climat au siège des Nations Unies et aussi à la COP25 de Madrid. Marie-Pierre Rixin va y revenir dans un instant. Et avant de lui passer la parole, je tiens à redire aussi aujourd'hui devant vous, en ce jour, que la diplomatie féministe continue à occuper une place centrale au cœur de notre diplomatie. Nous le montrons en soutenant les associations féministes à travers un fonds doté depuis 2019 de 120 millions d'euros et en appuyant l'initiative AFAWA pour favoriser l'entrepreneuriat des femmes en Afrique. Nous le montrons aussi par le renforcement du Fonds mondial pour les survivantes de violences sexuelles du docteur Mukwege et de Nadia Mourad, que nous soutenons activement. Nous l'avons montré l'été dernier en organisant à Paris, avec le Mexique et sous l'égide d'ONU Femmes, le premier forum Génération Égalité. Nous y avons annoncé un engagement de la France à 400 millions d'euros sur la santé des femmes et les droits et santé sexuelle et reproductifs. Et nous le montrerons, Monsieur le secrétaire d'État, tout au long de notre présidence du Conseil de l'Union européenne, jusqu'à la fin du mois de juin, en nous battant pour faire aboutir les discussions législatives sur la transparence salariale et sur la représentation des femmes dans les conseils d'administration des grandes sociétés européennes, en nous battant pour inscrire le droit à l'avortement dans la Charte des droits fondamentaux de l'Union européenne, car c'est en effet un droit fondamental et il est grand temps que notre Europe le reconnaisse. Nous nous battons aussi pour faire en sorte que la ratification de la Convention d'Istanbul devienne une ratification universelle. Enfin, mesdames et messieurs, cet engagement pour la diplomatie féministe, nous le montrons aussi au quotidien au sein de notre ministère. Cet engagement, je l'ai pris dès mon arrivée en 2017 et l'objectif a toujours été clair pour moi au cours de ces 5 années, faire progresser la parité jusqu'à tous les postes de responsabilité et défendre résolument l'impératif d'égalité professionnelle. Il nous appartiendra, le moment venu, d'en faire le bilan, mais je crois pouvoir vous dire qu'il y a eu de fortes progressions dans tous les domaines et je m'y suis impliqué personnellement et je continuerai à le faire jusqu'au bout. Voilà, chers amis, ce que je voulais vous dire pour ouvrir cette rencontre. Merci d'être avec nous aujourd'hui, cher Komal Narayan, et surtout bravo pour votre engagement et je vous passe la parole.
So on this face behind me, we can see determination and kindness. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, some of you may wonder, who is this woman? And why was her name given to this prize? Simone Veil, she was born in 1927 in a Jewish family, and her family were taken by the Nazi regime to the concentration camps However, she managed to survive. She then went on to earn a degree in law and political studies. She entered the public service and the judiciary system. After the war, she held various positions through which she was able to further women's rights, including, for example, dual parental control of family legal matters, right for single mothers, and adoption rights for mothers. From 1974, she started an exceptional political career. As Minister of Health in 1974, she was the second female minister ever in the French government. She fought various forms of discrimination, and she strove to help women care for their families. Health coverage, monthly stipends for child care, and maternity benefits. She was a pro-choice lawmaker and successfully presented a law decriminalizing abortion to allow women to control their fertility and therefore their own life. In 1979, she was elected the first president of the newly elected European Parliament, and she was the first woman president of any EU institution. She was also a member of the Constitutional Court and a member of the French Academy. So we may say, we are in the 70s actually, we have to remember it. We may say that Simone Veil underscored the symbolic aspect of having been first at many things, with openness, humility, but also a strong capacity for resistance. She fought against anti-Semitism. She fought for the memory of the Holocaust, but also for the reconciliation, the construction of the European Union, and the reunification of Germany. As a minister or as a judge, she fought for the vulnerable, for the women. She long advocated promotion of gender equality in this society. What would she say today, watching millions of people, mostly women and children, fleeing Ukraine to European Union? We may quote her first speech in 1979 at the European Parliament. The period of peace we have enjoyed in Europe has been an exceptional piece of good fortune, but we should, none of us, underestimate its fragility. Simone Veil, she passed away in 2017 at the age of 89. And then the French President, Emmanuel Macron, thought that our fight for gender equality has to continue. He thought that as kind of a relay race, new generations of women are already taking over. He wanted to make it a global cause. To highlight it, he decided to create the Simone Veil Prize of the French Republic for Gender Equality. And it has been awarded 3 times since for the International Women's Day. So in 2019, President Macron awarded the Simone Veil Prize to Mrs Aïssa Doumara Ngatansu, a Cameroonian national, co-founder and coordinator of the Association for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, located in the far north of Cameroon. In 2020, the Ecuadorian feminist collective Vivas Nos Queremos was honored. This collective was created in 2016 during the first march organized on the occasion of the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. In 2021, as the Minister just said, Mrs. Habiba Sarabi, an important figure in Afghan public life, was awarded this prize for her convictions. And today, 9th of March 2022, I am so humbled and honored to welcome here the fourth recipient of the Simone Veil Prize. She is Fijian. She is a young woman. She has proved through her action that changes can be made as long as you have the will and the patience to do so. Komal Narayan. It is with enormous joy that my team at the Embassy and I celebrate with you, your beloved ones and your friends, your nomination for the Simone Veil Prize on the occasion of the International Women's Day, a day of action, awareness and mobilization. This is a battle that you, Komal, are also fighting. Since Olympe de Gouges, another figure of feminism in the 18th century in France, this ardent defender of women's emancipation, our French foremothers have won many battles for women's rights. But there is still so much to do. All the more as you are engaging into a double battle, if I may say so, since you're also committed to the fight against climate change. There is no contradiction, as Simone Veil wrote. Coming from all continents, believers or non-believers, we all belong to the same planet, the community of human beings. So specializing to the links between climate change, ethics, feminism and politics, in 2017 we participated in the COP23 in Germany, and in 2019 in the Youth Climate Summit at the United Nations in New York. Together with 500 young people from all continents, including Greta Thunberg, you joined this global platform of activists who want to engage in a dialogue with leaders on the climate issue. You were also one of the 100 or so young people invited by the United Nations. You also attended the COP25, which took place in December 2019 in Spain. Representative of the Pacific Island to the Sustainable Ocean Alliance, a large international community of ocean conservation leaders, you are also an executive member of the Alliance for Future Generations, Fiji, a network of youth committed to sustainable development. Your fight, Komal, is to advocate the Pacific and the living condition of its people, especially the women. You lament that the effects of climate change are felt most acutely by those who are actually the least responsible. Let me quote you. As life givers, devoted mothers, caring sisters, influencers, and active contributors to socio-economic development, we women have an important role to play. We have the power to give momentum to the global climate movement. It is time for women to have equal opportunities, equal access to resources and technologies to engage in climate justice. Government and civil society must play a key role in this. I think these strong words, your words, speak for themselves. You are a brilliant advocate for the oceans, and your path is a testament to that. You are a role model for all young women throughout the world. Regarding the protection of the ocean, I would like to remind you and all of you that last month, the city of Brest in France hosted the One Ocean Summit. During that summit, organized under the French presidency of the European Union, France and its most committed international partners will launch an international ocean agenda that had been largely suspended for the past 2 years due to the pandemic. During 3 days, hundreds of participants gathered from all over the world to cooperate better and also to act. I would like to commend Fiji for its participation via the Honourable Acting Prime Minister, but also the Prime Minister of Tonga, who could share a video message while facing the tremendous difficulties that we all know. The Simone Veil Prize is accompanied by a sum of 100,000 euros, approximately to 230,000 Fiji dollars, to be used for an action in line with the causes defended by the recipients. I know that we will make the good use of it. As I said, the prize is part of a global policy of feminist diplomacy chosen by the French president and supported by my minister to promote promising projects led by women throughout the world. A feminist diplomacy embodied by the woman who gave her name to this prize, Mrs Simone Veil. You have done so much in spite of your young age that it is difficult for me to sum it up in such a short time. But these are the few words that I wanted to say to you tonight. Thank you very much, Komal, for being here to carry out these commitments. We will need them even more in the years to come. There is an urgent need to act, and it is women and men of your caliber who will help us to choose and to shape our future. Thank you and bravo, Komal. Long live to the ocean and long live to the Franco-Fijian friendship. Thank you for your attention. And I give the floor to Komal, please.
Your Excellency, the Ambassador of France to Fiji, esteemed members of the government, diplomatic corps, my fellow youth, family, and colleagues. Bula, bonjour. It's such a great honor to be receiving the Simone Veil Awards this year, especially as we are celebrating International Women's Day and honoring the contributions of women and young girls in all aspects of life throughout the world. I am grateful for the opportunity to be representing not just my country, but the entire Pacific in the work that we women and young girls are doing to advance climate action. Fiji is known for its white sandy beaches and a tropical weather, which is the same for all the Pacific Island countries. Yet, our islands are being brutally impacted by climate change in the form of high-intensity cyclones and sea level rise. Growing up in Fiji, I have seen firsthand the dire impacts of climate change on my country and my people. Rising sea levels forcing people to relocate, leave behind their homes and livelihoods to move to a new location. Category 4 and 5 cyclones such as Tropical Cyclone Winston and Cyclone Yasa, which destroyed many homes, forced people to take shelters in evacuation centers, and hearing people having lost their lives while trying to survive these cyclones. My goal in life is to be part of a society that is focused on addressing the issues of climate justice and encouraging and motivating more young people, especially young women and girls, to be more involved in this space, as I believe that this issue is not just yours or mine, but an issue that is at the heart of the entire Pacific. I have been doing this work through my engagements with youth organizations, such as the Sustainable Ocean Alliance, a global community of youth entrepreneurs, experts, all collaborating to solve the greatest challenges facing our ocean health and sustainability, the Alliance of Future Generations Fiji, and Active Citizens. As someone once quoted, one individual cannot possibly make a difference alone. It is individual efforts collectively that makes a noticeable difference, all the difference in the world, unquote. As givers of life, as dedicated mothers, thoughtful sisters, domestic influencers, and active contributors to socio-economic development, we women have the power to give impetus to the global climate movement. When women take up leadership roles, they're able to show other women what is possible. This effect is beginning to take hold as more women rise to leadership and are more so importantly shifting the dynamics at the decision-making tables. We need to recognize and support women's leadership and voices in policy making, setting, and decision-making for a climate-resilient future. We always hear that women have the power to change the world. Women are better able to adapt to the changing surroundings, and with this, the world should recognize that women should also have an equal voice when it comes to policies and decision-making. In international decision-making processes for responding to climate change and environmental degradation, most negotiators are still men. It is critical that the views and initiatives of women are acknowledged. After all, we women and girls make up 51% of the world's population. While women, especially indigenous women and women in the global south, are leading frontline climate action, they are often underrepresented in environmental decision-making at all levels. Here in the Pacific, women's inclusion at the leadership level has led to improved outcome of climate-related projects and policies. On the contrary, if policies or projects are implemented without women's meaningful participation, it can increase existing inequalities and decrease effectiveness. To honor the Simone Veil Awards, my utmost goal is to be able to increase climate awareness and advocacy in the rural and maritime areas of Fiji and the Pacific, where young girls and women might not have the opportunity to participate in platforms that gives them access to climate education and how they can learn lifelong skills to be able to better adapt to climate change and build resilience within their communities, such as agriculture and livelihoods training, as well as being part of climate education trainings and workshops, where they get the opportunity to learn and build on their experiences. Once again, I'm deeply humbled and would like to thank the government of France and the French Embassy in Fiji for the award, and through this, recognizing the amazing work that women and girls are doing here in the Pacific in advancing climate action. Last and most importantly, I want to greatly acknowledge both my families, especially my moms, for always raising and encouraging us with the mindset that no one job is a woman's job, be it personally or professionally, and for always telling us to reach for the sky, breaking barriers and mindsets as we progress. Vinaka, mercy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we'll just do a small session of photo, and then there's some champagne is already coming, and perhaps it's like improvisation, but perhaps Komal's mother, she might raise a glass. Yeah, for us. Once we do first the photo, and then, if you agree on that, because you are the more responsibility for what's happening today.
Cheers to Komal, and we're so proud of you, Komal. Everyone, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you very much.
So this is the end of the more or less formal part of the program. Now you can just talk and enjoy the evening. And we will share also some food, some snacks will come, and please, I wish all of you a very good evening.